Good evening, good evening, good evening, all. If you're tuning in on the U of the tube, or if you're tuning in on the disc of the cord, good evening, good evening, good evening to you. I was just sitting out there hanging out with my brother who came up to visit, and when he and my nephew went back over to my mom's house, I'll put this over here. Put this over here. What's up, JT? When they went to my mom's house, I was like, "Hey, let me go get my charts together," and then I put out a little something in the disc of the chords, and then the gang was like, "Hey, we'll pull up. Let's go ahead and talk price. We'll pull up with you. Let's hang out. You hear me?" So here we are. Here we are. I'm gonna talk about today's price, and I'm gonna prep my charts. Um, let's get right into it. Let's talk about today's price action. So today's price action, I was telling Ladybugs over in the disc of the chords that today was a perfect example of staying in tune with what time frame has the microphone, which time frame is telling you, hey, I'm in control right now. So let's go back up to the monthly charts, right? Take all the lipstick off the pig. Remove all the lipstick off the pig. Take these two right here. What's up? What I'm talking about? Y'all hold on for a second. Oh yeah, it's Wednesday, so Mama at Bible study. Yeah. Sorry about that, y'all. So take everything off the charts, right? And if we look at, let me put all this inside this right here. All right, so we're gonna put everything in there. What is this right here? All them gaps, take them off too. All right. Okay. So who's looking at the monthly charts, right? And we were saying that the monthly chart was still bullish, and we were anticipating a pullback into this imbalance right here. We've been going up, right? We've taken out buy side liquidity several times. It was still bullish on the monthly, was anticipating it pulling back into this bullish fair value gap right there. We got back down to it. I can't remember what day that was, but we got back down to it. So we said we are at a place where we're anticipating price to do something. We're anticipating it to retrace back up. We're anticipating it to reverse. We're anticipating it to maybe consolidate, but we're anticipating the price to do something because we've come to a discount PD array on the monthly. Right. And eyeballing that looked like we may have got close to consequent encroachment. Let's check it. Boom, right? We came to consequent encroachment right there on the monthly, right? If it's not exact, close enough for government work, right? The low on the monthly candle, 43.50, and 43.48.25 is the exact consequent encroachment. So we came to consequent encroachment, and so we were expecting price to do something. Retracing, it was the most probable thing because the monthly chart is bullish. So we were expecting price to retrace, right? That what we was expecting it to do, right? On the weekly, looking at the weekly chart, right? Remember, we had come down into that monthly. Let's go back to the monthly, and we'll add this stuff in so it can make sense, right? So we was anticipating price coming here. Mark this out. Got 2 minute templates. Lump made it back already? Lump made it back already? Y'all hold on for a minute. Oh, okay. It's my IT. All right. So sorry about that, y'all. So let's go to the weekly now. Now on the weekly, we talked about price had come down to that monthly imbalance, right? It had come down to this weekly breaker, right? It came down to that weekly breaker right there, bullish breaker open. I mean close, bullish breaker close, right? We had come down. Um, not too long, not too long. Maybe about 30 minutes. Um, so we came down to that weekly breaker, weekly bullish breaker, came down to that monthly fair value gap. Hey, Auntie. Yeah. You can talk to me, Auntie. How you doing? I ain't on camera. Yeah. Yeah. So this real life, y'all. This real life. So we came down to that weekly breaker, came to that monthly. So the overall trend, long-term bias and trend for the weekly was bearish also. So the monthly was bearish. The weekly overall trend and bias was bearish. All right. We came down to the only PD array on the monthly. That was there, the fair value gap. All right. Then we came down to discount PD array on the weekly of this breaker right there. That's the equilibrium discount breaker for the weekly. We came down to that. You see, last week, the body's respecting the breaker, right? Came down to consequent encroachment of that. So we were anticipating price for the weekly. We came down, right? Took out the sell side here. We took out this sell side, closed well below it, took out this sell side, and closed just above it. So based off this candle here, we was anticipating price to possibly retrace back up to a certain point and then maybe attack this sell side, right? Hopefully fill this monthly and then work its way back up to attack the monthly buy side, right? That's what we wanted for the weekly. Now, see this week thus far. Now let's go to the daily. The daily candles. Right. Now, at the daily candles, right? So yesterday, right? Yesterday we came up, and this day here, right? We came down and rejected off the low. So we anticipated price taking out this high, right? So if we want to take out, so we anticipating the price take out this high. So we wanted it to come down, then take out the high. Took out that high. That happened. The next day, Monday, right? We came down, took out the high, closed on the high. So the next day we anticipated price taking out this high. So we wanted to see it come down and then take out the high. It did it. It rejected off the high and closed inside the monthly fair value gap, right? So going in today, we're anticipating price maybe pushing up and then taking out this low, right? So that ain't what happened today, right? And this right here is a classic example of understanding what time frame grabs the mic. Now, I was able to take a trade late in the London, right? Oh, I ain't see that over there. What's going on? Level 1010. My bad. I ain't see that. All right, I'm focusing on something else. Right. I was able to take a short in the London with the bias of going retracing up and then coming back to attack these lows, right? What do we always talk about whenever we have Picasso? We always say we don't have to get to Picasso, right? We don't have to get there, right? It's nice if we do get there, but we don't have to get there. It's never guaranteed you're going to get there, right? So let's go down to the hourly charts and look at today's price action, right? I can move this line out of the way now. Get out of here, line, right? Now I can move this other stuff that I drew, then turn on the normal TDA now. All right. So now the normal TDA is there. I can move this Discord out of the way. Ain't nobody talking over there. Let's make this full screen. Okay. Hourly candles here. Now, this right here is a weekly bearish breaker, right? That's a bearish break on the weekly. This is the mean threshold of that weekly breaker, right? Got that marked out because I want to see how price was going to react to it, right? This is the daily fair value gap that we was talking about the other day when I was like, if over here, I said, if we had repriced this fair value gap, I would be fully confident in trying to take shorts right now. But since we didn't take out that weekly fair value gap, I would need price to displace below this low here before I would be comfortable trying to take shorts because we had gotten up so far up into price up here. Right. And so once we got down below this low, price just kind of dilly-dallied yesterday, right? Just kind of dilly-dallied. So now today, when we came in over the Asian, price was trading up, right? As you see, price traded up and it came into this imbalance right here that we had made on this displacement leg down yesterday, right? So this is the area over here where I got short, right? Because it played out to the bias of making a run toward this drawdown here. Let's put our homeboy on the screen. Where you at? Where you at, man? Y'all know what his name is. Y'all know Picasso. There you go, Picasso. Right? So this is the low that I talked about getting a displacement below yesterday before I would be comfortable taking a short. Right? We got the displacement below that low. Right? Kind of consolidated it, wicked around a little bit. Right? So when we retrace back up into the premium PD array, right? We repriced back up into the premium PD array, right? This was the area where I took my short with the bias of coming into this right here. Now, when we came down, if you notice, where did we stop? We stopped right here at a bullish order block, right? That we hit that bullish order block. Let's see how low we got. How low did we go? How low did we go? Look like we might have poked a little bit below the low of that bullish order block. We did. We poked a little bit that we went even with that candle right there, but we poked a little bit below the bullish order block. And then look where the bodies of the candle closed at. The bodies of the candles, both of these candles right here, they closed well within this imbalance right here. Closed well within that imbalance right there. Right there. Well within it, right? And to keep it a buck, right? To keep it a buck, technically, right? I'm looking at this as the order block, right? Why am I looking at that as the order block? Because this is the candle right before the displacement. But technically, right? Technically, This candle right here would be the order block right there. That candle would be the order block. And I say technically because we came down, and this is why I say technically, because we came down here. This is our down move right here, right? That's the low of the move right there, right? That's the low of the move that came into an area of anticipated support, right? You're busy right here, right? You came down into an area of anticipated support, right? And then price reversed. When you break the high of this candle, I mean the open, when you break the open of this candle right here, this candle is the change in the state of delivery from this bearish down move right here. This candle right here, this is the low of the down move, right? And then price went up there. So technically, this is your order block, right? That's your order block right there, right? But since we have like a little consolidation right in here, a lot of times I'll just focus on the last candle of the consolidation area. And I'd be like, boom, this is my order block here because it's in the same little area, right? But if you notice, this is the order block, and you see the open of the order block, the open of this order block, the close of that candle, and then we came down below the body, then we wick back up respecting that candle right there, right? So technically, by the rules of ICT teaching, your order block is going to be the last down close candle of the move down. That's going to be your bearish order block. This down close candle is technically on the way back up because this is the lowest low. See, we got a swing low right here. So technically, this down close candle is on the way back up. That's not your order block. This would be your order block right there. The last down close candle of the move down, right? So hopefully I didn't confuse anybody on that, right? So get out of here, Arrow. Thank you. So once we came to the order block right here, but I was using this candle here. That's your order block right there. Once we came to the order block, right, we respected it, and then we got heavy displacement on this candle right here, and price never looked back. It did not give any opportunity that I take during trading hours to be a part of this long right here. Right. Once we got into like the lunch and afternoon session, I was no longer watching the charts. I was hanging out with my family, but just looking at it, I still don't see anything that I would have been comfortable taking. Why? Because we had made this entire move. So in order for me to feel comfortable taking along, I would have needed to see some type of retracement back into this range for me to be able to take along. Like I say, I got short over here with the bias of price retracing up to an imbalance and then coming back, drawing toward Picasso down here, right? That played out. And then once we got here, the New York session, what did today was a reversal day. It was a complete reversal day. We had the London protraction, just like no, we had London protraction, except for it was more of a delayed protraction because we didn't make the high until late in the London session and then sell off. So, you know what I'm saying? This Judas swing here for the London session played out between 1 and 5. So that's like a London delayed protraction. Like the London protraction starts like right around midnight, and then it will go up and then drop during the London, or it will go down and then pop during the London. Here it kind of stayed around here and then started to go up inside the London kill zone and then dropped late in the London. So that's like the delayed protraction profile that ICT talks about on this page, right? And so I was a part of this short with the bias of maybe taking out this low. We didn't take out that low. Why? Because today was a reversal day. It was a like the New York reversal. You got the New York continuations, you got the New York reversals, and you got the New York consolidations where it'll make a move into London and then the New York does the same, or to make a move into London, then the New York does the opposite, or to make a move into London and then the New York just consolidates and does nothing. And today was a reversal day, right? And it just spooled. It spooled all the way up. It never gave. It gave one. I was talking on a live with a couple of other members of the community, traders of the community, and there was one opportunity to get in this morning on the 920 candle, and I don't trade during that time. So that candle right there, that was the only opportunity for me to have participated with this move up. Right. Let me turn my fancy dancy on real quick. Forgot about that. God dog it. Oh, I restarted my computer. Y'all hold on. Since I restarted my computer, I got to restart my fancy dancies. Hey, what's going on with my box? Y'all may not get the fancy dancer today because okay, there it is. It just popped up. It just popped up. Cursor highlighter. Cursor highlight. Okay. So that candle right there was the only opportunity. And the reason being is if you look here, as we come in, we're gonna mark out our resumes, right? So let's say you use the 730. If you use 730 as the beginning of your kill zone, or if you use 830 as the beginning of your kill zone, either one of them. I typically focus anywhere between 730 and 830. I kind of focus more at 830 because of that's when news embargoes and stuff be, but anywhere between there. But if you notice during that time, right, we can't during the kill zone, we came down, and as you see, we took out. If you come over here, all of this right here was the delayed protraction Judas swing on the London. We went up, came down, took out that high, consolidated, broke lower, took this here and dropped. I was in this area over here because I was in this drop over here when I said I got in late in the London, right? So once we came down, and in the 830, right, we poked below the Asian low over here, right? We ripped through the London low on this drop. But at 830, we came down and we poked below the Asian low, right? And when we poked below the Asian low, we pushed up here, came down, got the breaking market structure on the 5 minute right here. And then right there on this 920 candle, we dropped back down into this imbalance, right? Into that imbalance there, into this breaker over here, and this breaker right here. I'm sorry, I went to the wrong high. This breaker right here and this mitigation block. So you got a breaker, a mitigation block, and a fair value gap right there. Boom, touched it there, and nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up, right? Price never looked back. We went up, we consolidated here, went up, kind of slowly climbed up there, went up. Here you go, late afternoon at 240, it came back down into this order block right here, right? Came back down into that order block there, and then hit it again, and then took off again, at toward the end of the day. Went crazy at 420 right there, right? So this area right here, I wouldn't have been comfortable trying to get long in this area. Why? Because we have done all of this, right? Somebody may look at this and be like, oh yeah, I would have took that long. I wouldn't have been comfortable getting long up here because of everything we had done, right? That's just my risk tolerance of it, because we have come so far, right? We had come so far, and then it's like, how much farther can it go? I feel like I'm chasing price. You see what I'm saying? So it's much more reward to the downside than it was to the upside. Yeah, we had mean threshold of the breaker right? We had mean threshold of the breaker, but like how much more can we continue to stretch it, right? So that was today's price action. That was today's price action. That's how it played out. And that's what I was talking about. Understanding which time frame has the mic. So the daily time frame was speaking in during the London, right? The daily time frame was speaking during the London because we anticipated price drawing toward Picasso down here, right? Once we got, you're welcome, Derek. Um, once we came down and took out the Asian low, right? Price reversed, and then the weekly and the monthly time frames took over. And why do I say that? Because on the weekly time frame, right? On the weekly time frame, we were anticipating, even though we would like to see this low taken out, we were anticipating a retracement back up, right? We want to get a retracement back up, and we've retraced back up and came back up into this weekly breaker right here, right? It's also a daily breaker too, but we came back up into this weekly breaker right there. And if you're wondering how I get a weekly breaker out of that, right? We came up, came back down, we came back up again, then we broke lower, right? So we got that weekly breaker right there. It's also a daily breaker in the exact same spot, right? And then we closed above, just above mean threshold for the day, right? So we got 3 more days to see if we were close above this or below this, right? So anticipating price to draw into this low, right? We have made a weekly high on Wednesday. It's not unheard of to make a weekly high on Wednesday and then reverse on Thursday and Friday. It's not unheard of. Like Tuesday is not the only day to make a weekly high, right? It's more higher percentage wise, but it's not unheard of to make a. So the weekly had taken over, or the monthly, because the monthly had come to a place of anticipating a retracement, right? Same thing on the monthly, right? So the monthly had come down. Get out of the way, lines. Get out of the way, lines. Both of you. The monthly had come down to a monthly busy at consequent encroachment. So we anticipate some type of retracement. So on the monthly, we was bullish, anticipating a retracement from this level. On the weekly, we were bullish, anticipating, we were bearish, but anticipating a retracement from this level. Right. So the weekly has started out retracing, the monthly started retracing, and on the daily, right, we were anticipating the daily candles to this daily candle here. What this daily candle here, we anticipated it to take out that high. It did, retracing. This daily candle, we anticipated to take out that high. It did. This daily candle right here, we anticipated it to take out this low. Didn't make it to the low, and it went back and took out the high. Why? Because these days are in line with the retracement on the weekly, retracement on the daily. I mean, on the monthly. So daily retracement, weekly retracement, monthly retracement, right? On Friday, I mean on Monday. So Monday, we anticipate daily retracement, weekly retracement, monthly retracement. When we got here, we was anticipating, you know what I'm saying, weekly and monthly retracement once we hit that, right? Over here, we was anticipating daily retracement, monthly retracement, weekly. It was still all in line. When we got here, we was anticipating taking out this low, right? Didn't make it to the low. Why? Because the weekly and the monthly retracement has more weight, more bearing. So as we came down and draw toward this low, when we got to that Asian low, we made it to that Asian low right here during the New York kill zone, right? We got the daily reversal profile, right? We had the London delayed protraction with the Judy swing, the sell off, right? To tie into the idea of attacking this low, right? And then once we took out the Asian low, took out the liquidity from a prior session, since this the sell off during the London took out its own low. So once the New York started, what liquidity do they have to attack? The Asian, because the London didn't attack the Asian. So the New York say, hey, let me attack the Asian, and use that to fuel the reversal, right? And that's just my little way of understanding which time frame has the microphone and which time frame is doing the talking. And right now I'm just going to put together my charts, and if anyone has anything, feel free to drop it in the chat. um Good evening to everybody that put on the U of the tubes. Good evening to Kim. Good evening to Here to Learn and Share. Here to Learn and Share. How did somebody beat you out pulling up? Good evening to Pamela. Good evening to, let me put it over here so y'all can see what I see. Good evening to Rhonda Green. Good evening to Sammy. Good evening to Little Hawk. Good evening to E-Rock. And good evening to Rocky. Rocky, good evening to you, Rocky. If you are here. If you are here, Rocky. Again, if anybody got anything, feel free to drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Okay, let me run through this real quick. Um, Daily high, daily low. Um, got into the wick of this daily order block right here. Um, got above mean threshold of a week. This daily order block right here is the same as that weekly order block that's above. So we got above the high on this the area of the daily order block, but it's the same thing as the weekly order block. Um Breaker. This the week I got daily mean threshold, but that's supposed to say weekly, but breaker. This is I was saying order block. I'm sorry, but breaker. This is a breaker. High, low, up there, breaker. I was saying order block, but breaker. I'm sorry about that. And it's supposed to say weekly. I got daily because it's a daily breaker there too. Down here, notice I got it marked weekly, but up there I got it marked daily. But that's a weekly breaker. Weekly and a daily breaker in the same spot. Right. And again, I was saying order block. Jolly pause for that. Now I'm peeping right here. We have a BISI that we have closed above. And then what looked like we opened up just above it. And we're kind of respecting top of it. We came back down to that mean threshold of that order block on that wick there. We're kind of respecting that there. Let's see if we poke up and take out this high, maybe even hit this order block right here and proceed back down. Or if we was continue to run forest run the way we closed, I would love to see us poke up and take out this how did that get there? Did I move that there? Did I move that weekly line? I think I did move that weekly line. Come on back. Yeah, I did. I moved the weekly line. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. I moved the weekly line before. Okay. Now again, watching that right there. So we got that one. Then we got this one that we came close to. Right? We came close to that one. And we're above this one. So we got two old daily fair value gaps that we're right around, right? We're below one and we made it closed above the other one, right? So we've pushed past this one. So let's see if this one act as support. We've pushed past this. Let's see if this act as support on the way down. And we're still below this and this daily order block right here. We got into the wick of the order block, but the body of the daily order block right there at 44.85 even. Right, 44.80. Your daily close candle looks different from mine. You said it looked different from yours? What platform you on? What platform you on? Trading View? Are you using the current contract or are you using the continuous? Mine has a long wick. The current? So yours say ESU 2023? And you got a long wick on here? Wow, that's weird. E-Rock, pull up on the what's name and share your screen. Are you looking at, are you on YouTube or are you just in Discord? You on YouTube? The computer that you on, computer that you on, are you on that computer and YouTube? So I want to see it. Let's see. Yeah. If you're on the same computer, click on the link. I'm in both. Let me close and re-over. Click on that click on that link and let me see yours. Let me see what it look like. And you saying your daily calendar got a long wick on it? Hold on, let me see some. Come over here to and then you know what? Cause I remember one time Trading View. Oh, I remember one time on Trading View, it was doing something different. It was like you said, oh, okay, that's the settlement price. I see it now. The settlement price. It's got the settlement price. On the settlement price, it's got a long wick. Right? Use settlement as the close on the daily index.
Okay.
That mean it's did it sell off a lot at the end of the day? That's what it is right there. I just seen it in the and because that's what my Ninja Trader candle looked like. See my Ninja Trader candle like that. When I looked at it on Ninja Trader, I came back and I changed it to the settlement price, and now it's got a long wick. So let's see. Let's go in. I'm glad you said that. Let's go in there and look at what happened at the end of the day. Let's go ahead and look at the because I usually keep. I don't have. I was like I use it like have it at the I think this is like the is that the 4 o'clock close? I think non-settlement is like the 4 o'clock close, and then the settlement is like after like everything settles like all the everything settles. So let's go and look at the end of the day. I'm glad you said that, E-Rock. I appreciate you. Um so the settlement is the 4 o'clock close. Okay, so the settlement is the 4 o'clock close. And without the settlement on there, it's the 5 o'clock close. That I just figured that out just by and how did I figure that out? And that length of time is if you look at the hourly candles right here, right? This is the candle that opens at 4 o'clock right there. This candle opens at 4 o'clock, right? So at 4 o'clock, when the market closes, I'm going to put a line right here, right? Then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to hide all of this stuff right here. What did I just do? Right? Right. I'm going to hide all that stuff there. So this is the New York close right there. That candle right there is the New York close there, right? This candle that opens at 4 o'clock. Now I'm gonna go back to the daily candle, daily chart. See right there? You see how we're down here up under that line? That's the settlement price right there, right? And if I change it to the actual daily close, right? It closed up there at 5 o'clock. Right, between 4 and 5. This is the 5 o'clock close. So settlement is the New York close. 5 o'clock is the close of the actual day. I just learned something. I appreciate y'all for asking that question and making me go back in and look at that. Right. So let's go to 15-minute candles. Okay, so on the 15-minute candles, we have 4. Okay, 4:15. Trying to see what that exact. Let's go back in here. I want to see where that exactly lands at. Right there. Now, 5 minutes. Okay, I can't make that make sense. It's not landing on anything that would make sense to me. So I'm just gonna chalk it up to like maybe some fluctuation in the price that's close enough to the 4 o'clock close. All right, which would be right there. I'm just gonna chalk it up to some fluctuation in price. But yeah, so just learned something new. Just learned something new. So this huge move right here all happened after the New York close. We took off right there. That huge move there up. Did somebody big have earnings today after hours? Who had earnings today? Had to be somebody big. Did somebody big have earnings today? Somebody like Nvidia or yes, Nvidia. Nvidia had earnings today. Yeah, so I'm attributing this right here to Nvidia. This huge spike right here. Did they do good? Did Nvidia do good? I'm assuming they did good because of this spike right here. Right? I'm assuming yes, they did good. Nvidia blowout. Yes, I'm assuming they did good because that spike right there after hours. Right there, that spike there, that's what it is. So the secret of the funny candles has been solved because I'm assuming that's what your candle looked like, Iraq, when you was like, hey, your candle look different than mine, right? So looking at it on the settlement. You about to hit it? She back home?
Got the key from Auntie.
Oh, you got the key from Auntie?
Yeah, I'm on live right now.
What you about to go to sleep?
Yes.
All right. What time y'all gonna hit it in the morning?
Early.
Early.
All right, I guess when everybody get up, you know what I'm saying? Well, but we're gonna see you gonna swing by there.
The boys don't because I gotta take Timothy real early. Yeah. And then I'll come by there after I drop them off at school.
Yeah, we're gonna be there. We ain't gonna leave that early, but it's probably about 9, 10 o'clock.
Oh yeah, because I gotta take them back to school at like 8. They got to be there like 8:45 they start. Yeah. So I come by there right after I drop them off.
All right.
All right, love you.
All right, love you too. All right, what's your spider game?
Spider game, yeah. All right, now
how you still talking then?
But the mic's still on.
I'm on a delay. I'm on 10 seconds. 10. Oh, you know what? Probably when I was getting in and out of the car and blah blah blah.
I felt your chest on me right now, boy. Felt your chest on me, boy. All right. Yeah, man. I think that. Yeah. What's up? Hey, y'all. I'm going ahead and wrap up, man. I'm saying bye to family. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. That's my take on the price action. I ain't get a chance to really go through my charts and give my thoughts, but Hey, man, it is what it is. Family time, family time, family time. Take advantage of the day to tell your family how you feel about them. Tell them that you love them. Speaking their love language so they understand it. Y'all know the drill, man. Till the next time, Big Spider gone. I see you, man.